Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you the perfumes that I wore this week. Now, I tried quite a few new ones, like including a fairly recent release. So I want to share with you my thoughts on them and also whether I will purchase them. So I've got a few here that I tried, gave them a really good wear test. So I'm excited. Before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that button, join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. So first, the fragrances that are already in my collection that I wore. I wore Angel Iced Star. So right now we are having a mixture of really hot and then really cold, like it's all over the place. So I pulled this one out because I haven't actually worn it very much. And I noticed in the heat, I struggled with it because really the patchouli came out really strong. So in the hot weather, which is why I kind of wanted this, like I thought it would be great for those hot summer days, I actually found it a little bit cloying because the patchouli really comes out to play. But as soon as it starts to cool off a little bit and it's like, you know, just mid-20s or below, this is beautiful. I find that the pineapple and the coconut really comes out to play, which I really love. So this one, the main notes are pineapple, coconut, there's some vanilla in there, patchouli, and some praline. I definitely, like even in this weather, the prominent note is that pineapple coconut combination. So as soon as it starts to cool down, I get that. I love it. It's amazing. When it's a little hotter, I get the patchouli and kind of a little bit of praline, and I lose that coconut pineapple, which is why I bought it. So I'll probably rock this one during the winter. We'll see, but I really enjoyed wearing it this week. Next fragrance is a major favorite. It's a major favorite for a few different reasons. Fleur de Femme by Loreal. Now, first of all, this is about 12 bucks on FragranceNet. I have all the perfumes always linked down below. So great price. This is an inspired version of Poison Girl by Dior. I love this. It's thick, it's rich, and it would be Poison Girl EDP that it's kind of, you know, taking its inspiration from. Compared to Poison Girl, the notes are slightly different in this one. So this one has almond, sour cherry, bitter orange, and peach in the opening. It's got a bunch of florals and some sandalwood in the mid, and then it's got vanilla, tonka, and musk in the base. So what's different about this one is it's got that like orange and cherry combo. I don't know if that's in the actual Poison Girl. So I definitely get the cherry in this, and I definitely get this beautiful almond. It's rich, it's decadent. It lasts fairly decent, like a good 6 hours, especially if I overspray. I'm gonna smell it like literally all day, like, you know, for your work day kind of thing. I like this one during the day, but I also really enjoy it in the evening. It's sensual, it's sweet, it's just really quite delicious. And lately I've been noticing that I've been really loving almond and cherry, which, yeah, so this one kind of scratches both those itches. Love it. Okay, now I tried 4 fragrances that are either new in the sense that they're relatively new releases, or they're new to me. So the first one that's more new to me was Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber. Now this fragrance, first of all, I just love this bottle. Like, I just think it's so beautiful. This has a cherry note too. So it's got cherry, pink freesia in the top. The middle notes are cherry blossom and praline. And the base is amber and cedar. So this is a beautiful kind of like a slightly boozy fragrance. The cherry is brighter than, let's say, something like this or a Tom Ford. Like, it's not that liquored dark black forest kind of cherry. That said, it does have a little bit of a boozy quality in my opinion. Definitely get the woods. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's, again, I would consider it a sensual slash sexy fragrance. So beautiful in the evenings. It's understated. So like, it's not in your face. But the issue that I have with this one is I put it on and within 2 hours, I couldn't smell it. Like, I could barely smell it even as a skin scent. Pretty poor projection in my opinion as well. So yeah, this one is as nice as it was in the opening. Like at first I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous. This would not be one I would purchase just because the longevity was uber poor. When it lasts on me 2 hours, then it's got to be really, really affordable for me to want to purchase. So really glad I got to try it, but definitely won't be buying it. These are loners from Hesse. Okay, the next one, I already have a review on my channel, but I borrowed Hesse's big bottle of Lovefest Burning Cherry 48 by Kay Ali. In my video, I said, well, it's not really that similar to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I lied. Like when I smell this now, I'm like, wow, I can so smell that Tom Ford opening. So that Tom Ford Lost Cherry opening that everybody's in love with, it's in here. Definitely get that. As far as the dry down, I actually prefer the dry down of Lovefest over the Tom Ford. The Tom Ford is more woody. This one is woody, but it's a little bit more of a smoky or burning wood feel. It's got that Gaiac wood, so it's a little bit like by the fireplace. So question, will I be purchasing my own beautiful bottle? These bottles are so gorgeous, like I love it. This one has burning cherry, it's got raspberry, praline, Palo Santo, Gaiac wood, and patchouli. So really beautiful notes. It's a gorgeous fragrance. If you love Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, you don't want to spring for it because it's so pricey. This is a really fantastic alternative. That said, I have B. Laird's Cherry Delight, which is the opening of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, and I have By the Fireplace, which is kind of that same burning wood feel that's in this one. So I'm just going to wear the two together and it's going to give me the same vibe. At this point in my collection, I'm trying to look at things and go like, sure, it would be amazing to have like every fragrance. Like this is beautiful. I love the bottle. I love the smell of it. So, you know, for a lot of people, that's all they need and they want to get it because it's a beautiful fragrance. For me, what I'm trying to do from a financial perspective, a stewardship perspective, all of that, I love experiencing all these fragrances. I love talking about them to you guys, but at the same time, I want to be mindful of what I already have in my collection because our society is a society of excess. And so my collection is already in excess, in my opinion. So, and I love them, like I love so many of them. And I don't feel guilty. I really enjoy this. But when I look at a fragrance like this, if I have other things in my collection that kind of scratch that itch or have the same vibe, then I'll likely pass on it for a time. Now, once I use up those, this would be a fantastic option to replace those two fragrances. And again, like maybe I'll try that combination and I'll go, oh no, it's still not the same. I really want this. Then I'd go ahead and buy it. But likely I will pass on this for now. Definitely sniff it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Like it's such a beautiful fragrance. But those are my thoughts for now on it. Like I've got By the Fireplace and B. Laird's Cherry Delight, which is like the top notes of Tom Ford. So the two combined are going to be really similar to this. So moving on, the next fragrance that I tried was Sea Intense. Now I've talked about that not too long ago. Really, really enjoyed it. What made it stand out from the rest of the Sea line was the fact that it had black currant syrup in it. And even just that idea, black currant syrup, like it got my mouth watering. So this has black currant syrup, that's the top, rose and Davana in the mid, and then it's got amber and patchouli in the base. I put it on, really enjoyed it. I tried it again, put it on my skin, wanted to give it a really decent wear test. What I found was it's really a very nice fragrance. It reminded me more of Sea than what I had recalled, and it's still like it was nice, but I found that it was rather short-lived. So I got maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, but the projection was actually a lot closer to the skin than I anticipated. So I got about an hour and a half of kind of sillage, being able to smell it in my own little bubble. And then it kind of disappeared. So it was nice. It was enjoyable. It wasn't so different from the rest of the C line that you'd need to have it if you've got all the other C's. Definitely has that C DNA. I'm going to pass on that one for sure. As much as I thought I would get it because of that blackcurrant syrup, it just didn't do it for me. Too similar to C, which is not my favorite kind of DNA. So I'm going to pass on that one. Now the last one, I was so excited to try this one. Number one, because the bottle is phenomenal. So it is Idole Nectar. Now that bottle, it's like so gorgeous. Like I don't really care about the tall, thin business, but the color of the glass, it speaks to me on levels I didn't know I needed to be spoken on regarding glass. It's so, so pretty. So I love the color of the bottle. So feminine, so cheery. It's a little bit like kind of holographic. I just think it's gorgeous. Now to the fragrance. Idole, I have a travel size of that one. It's a very nice kind of watery rose. But what I find with watery rose fragrances, I like them. Idole wouldn't be my first choice in that watery rose DNA. I definitely prefer something like Quatre by Boucheron for that kind of watery rose feel. Now, Quatre has a little bit of sweetness to it, which I definitely love, whereas Idole is a lot less sweet, like it's just more rose, a little bit aquatic. Very beautiful kind of fresh fragrance, beautiful signature fragrance. So many women love it. It's just not my personal favorite. So I've smelt a few of the Idoles, but kind of not paid attention a whole lot to the line. Like I smell it and it's like, oh, that's nice. But the nectar, like that bottle drew me in. And so I tried it and I am freaking in love with it. So you have like, I think there's like 3 different kinds of rose in the beginning, but then you have this popcorn. It's like there's some popcorn, some caramel, some vanilla in there. So you still get that rose, and in the opening, like, and I tried this fragrance twice during the week really to get a good feel for it. A lot of times I'll put on a fragrance and, you know, I fall in love with the opening, let's say, and then the dry down just goes stank on me, like so not good. So an example, Armani's My Way, the opening, beautiful. YSL's Paris line, I think that's what it's called, Paris. Beautiful openings, just love it. And then it just goes not good on my skin. And we all have fragrances that are gonna just not work well with our skin chemistry. It's just life. So love the openings, hate the dry down on myself. And so I always want to try it on my skin. I really recommend try it on your skin before you buy it, if you can. Like if you're blind buying, that's fine. Just smelling on the card, a lot of fragrances that I fall in love with, as soon as I put it on the skin, it may be a different story. So I wore Idole Nectar twice. Now it doesn't get amazing reviews. Like when I looked on Fragrantica, people were like, I can't smell the sweetness, I can't smell the popcorn. I feel like I smell it all. I'm really excited about this one, guys. Like really. So in the opening, it's just a big rose. And so at first I'm like, oh, not sure it's really floral. And it smelled a lot like the original Idole. Well, it smelled like a sweeter version of Idole. So it may have smelled like rose with a little bit of peony almost. So really quite floral. It was nice, but I'm like, eh. And then within about 15 minutes, it dries down and it goes into this sweet kind of caramely like stage that, and I can totally smell that, like it's just a slight hint of this popcorn. So to me it reminds me of like almost like a salt, like a little bit of a popcorn, just a hint of popcorn, like a whiff of popcorn with caramel and vanilla, and then that rose mixed in. It'd be like if you took rose petals, broke them up, and then had plain popcorn, no butter, no salt, just the plain popcorn, and then you poured caramel and vanilla on it and mixed it all together. That's what I get. Now, some people don't get any caramel, they don't get any of that popcorn. I get it all. So I'm literally in love with this. Now, the whole idea of it being a nectar, I'm on board, man. It smells like a nectar to me. I love this fragrance. Now, the other thing that's really exciting is, you know, 4 and 5 hours later, I'm still getting whiffs of this one. So some people feel that the longevity is terrible. For me, it's great. So, and I only did like 3 sprays on my arm. So if I actually really sprayed on my clothing and everything, this thing would last amazing throughout the day. I just love the smell of this one. It is so delicious. It's not like anything I've smelled. I'm like, what is up? On Fragrantica, they're like, meh, I've smelt this 1,000 times. I'm like, I haven't smelt this. Like, I have not smelt this. And I've smelt a lot of fragrances. So I don't know if it's just me, but I'm really loving the combination. And as far as a popcorn note is concerned, I haven't actually smelt like Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, the Mistior Sherry, I think it is, that had the popcorn note that everyone raved about. I've never smelt popcorn in a fragrance. So this is my first time. Maybe that's why it's so exciting. It's just a hint, but it's there. If I didn't know it was in there, I wouldn't go, oh, that's popcorn. But it adds a little bit of groundedness to it somehow. Like, I'm so excited about this one. Like, this is definitely what I'm buying. So tried C, thought I was gonna buy that one, and then, you know, tried it again, and I'm like, you know, this one, I feel like I can make it happen. This one, the longevity is too poor. Idole, I'm loving the scent bubble. I find it addictive. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. After I wore it the first time in the week, I couldn't wait to go try it on again and experience it again. So I really love it. Some people say, oh, it's just a summer spring fragrance. To me, this is one you could wear all year round. I am in love, and I hope you guys go to the store and sniff it. It's kind of readily out there now, so Canada is usually the last place to get it, and it's out there. So please give it a sniff. If you're not a fan of Idole or haven't really been a fan of that line in general, definitely smell this one, because like, I'm just really amazed by it. I just think it's delicious. It's delectable. I find it addictive. I really enjoy wearing it. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel uber feminine. I'm in love. Like, I'm in love. So that was my week. Definitely that one is one that I'm going to be purchasing soon. And the rest, they're really nice. This one I don't recommend at all. Just because of the longevity. But this fragrance and C Intense, both gorgeous fragrances in their own right. And you know, depending on your preference, all fantastic. But for me, the one that is definitely going in the shopping cart is Idole Nectar. So you can anticipate that one soon. And just the bottle, like, basically I want to wear it around my neck like a necklace, or somehow like incorporated into a hat. Like, I just love that bottle. I just love it. So anyway, that is it. What were your standouts? Have you tried anything new yet? Have you tried Idole Nectar? If you have, weigh in, tell us what you think. It's always awesome to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Everybody has a different viewpoint, and it's really, really great to hear all the thoughts. So please, please weigh in the comments. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.